Some people are quite risk-averse and really don't want to take any decisions where there's risk involved at all, whereas others are fairly risk-tolerant and in some cases even risk-seeking. So they seek out decisions that have an aspect of risk to them. And so there had been a fair bit of work on, in the moment, how those different individuals' brains may differ. But there really hadn't been a systematic study that looked at persistent structural or functional features of the brain that might be linked to these differences in risk tolerance.
So in your study, you put people into a brain scanner and then you gave them certain exercises to do where they could, in effect, sort of gamble on whether they could win real money. What did they have to do?
So we gave them a bunch of different choices that were all between a safe option, such as, get $20 for sure, and every choice also had a risky option. So the risky option might be a 30% chance of $50 or a 60% chance of $30. And by varying the probability that the risky option won and by varying the amount of money that we offered in the gamble, we were able to assess the degree to which an individual was tolerant or not tolerant of risk.
And when you did that and then looked to see what was going on in the brain and at the structure of the brain, what did you find for the people who took the most risks?
We saw more gray matter, a larger structure in an area of the brain called the amygdala that has long been linked to the emotion of fear. The second thing that we saw was that there was greater cooperation, functional cooperation, between the amygdala and another area of the brain called the medial prefrontal cortex, involved in emotion regulation and is also involved in decision making. And so what we saw was that the medial prefrontal cortex and the amygdala went up and down together more often in individuals who were more likely to take the gamble. For right now, I think that the main take-home of this study is that it's this system, the medial prefrontal cortex and the amygdala, that seems to be a key system for setting the degree of risk tolerance that an individual has.